Hey everybody, we're live. What's up with Upslope TV episode number 3. Third time is going to be a charm, y'all. This is called Colorado Strong with Left Hand Brewing, and I am Katie Hill for the third time. I'm going to be your host today, hanging out. I'm the Upslope marketing manager, but we really came here to talk to our boy over here, Eric Kean, Executive Director of the Left Hand Brewing Foundation. So Eric, take it away. Tell us who you are and why we're here.
Yeah. There's a train going by my house, so we're already off to a wonderful start. So if you can hear that in the background. Yeah, I'm Eric. I'm the director of the Left Hand Brewing Foundation, the nonprofit arm of Left Hand, just up the diagonal from Upslope. Yeah, we're launching Colorado Strong. We launched it a couple of weeks ago. We got a bunch of breweries brewing this beer. I've got one sitting here that I just picked up from Mirror Image out in Frederick. I'm gonna drink that. And yeah, I'm stoked to share, stoked to talk.
Oh, yeah. Cheers to that. Thanks for joining us, Eric. And we also have this random dude who's positioned pretty cool in front of some fooders at a Lee Hill Tap Room Brewery. This guy over here is Sam Scruby, Upslope head brewer. Take it away, Sam. Thanks for joining us today.
What's up, everybody out in virtual land? I hope everyone's taking care of themselves, getting things done. My name's Sam Scruby. I'm the head brewer at Upslope Brewing Company. I've been here 9 years now, I think. Done everything from canning beer to delivering beer to cellaring beer to brewing beer to being a spreadsheet brewer. So here I am. And I guess I do know Eric from college, so we'll just get that out there in the open right away. And I actually need to grab a beer, so I'm going to go grab a beer, and I have my phone here, so we're going to go do that. So stay with me here, team.
Sam is taking us on a journey of the Lee Hill Brewery. That is our original facility up in North Boulder, and it looks like Sam's thirsty. So what are we drinking?
We got some Colorado Strong here.
Nice.
No joke. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know. This is really hard to do.
Look beautiful.
It does look really good.
Yeah, we're filtering it tomorrow, so it's pretty much ready.
Nice. Even on your iPhone 5, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, this is quite the tease here.
Nice. Looking good. I am not drinking a Colorado Strong because it's not available to me quite yet, at least out of Upslope. So I have the Rocky Mountain Kolsch. So whoever's at home, cheers to you guys for watching and tuning in. If you have any comments today or questions, please feel free to send those our way. We will be answering those as we get them. So cheers to you guys for joining.
Cheers.
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 And yes, I am sitting on a bed doing this today. This is not my usual command station, but I had to be sequestered to the guest room for this one because multiple people at the house working doesn't make for an easy spot. So being in bed seems like a great idea. I think I should start doing that more often.
Every morning. It's a great way to start the day.
Breakfast of champions. But let's go ahead and get to it because we're here to talk about the Colorado Strong Pale Ale as well as the Colorado Strong Fund. So can you talk a little bit, Eric, about the origin of what Colorado Strong is all about? And I'm going to put up a graphic really quick that you guys created that will give people an idea of kind of what this looks like on social media and what to expect while you give us a bit of a rundown.
Yeah, so the graphic's great, actually, because it's all the people that were involved in getting this off the ground. Essentially, we were sitting here canceling festivals for the summer and not looking at being able to do benefit projects. And we're trying to figure out what we can do to help the brewing industry, help our friends out, try and raise some money, try and donate it back into the community. And one of the best tools we've got is benefit beers. It's what we know how to do, obviously. And so we gave a ring over to Shawnee at the Colorado Brewers Guild and said, hey, we think we got an idea. Are you up for helping out on this? And she jumped all over it. Her whole team has been amazing to work with. And essentially what we were able to do is we were able to set it up so that our foundation's purchasing ingredients from Colorado suppliers, mostly from Root Shoot Malting up in Loveland and Colorado Hop Company, just right outside of Longmont here. And we're buying those ingredients. Any brewery that's participating is getting those shipped to them for free. So they are able to then take them, brew a beer. It doesn't have any costs attached to it for them other than somebody like Sam having some fun in a brewery, doing what they love. And once they brew the thing, they get to sell it. After they've sold it, after they've moved through a bunch of their beer, we're asking them to send 20% of the sales back to the Colorado Strong Fund. And we put together an advisory group, including Katie here, to figure out what to do with that money. And we're looking forward over the next month or so to start seeing those checks come back in. But right now, this is just all about brewing beer, getting it out to the community, getting people back into tasting rooms, getting people to pick up to-go beer, and just keeping us at work. I mean, my best friends work in beer. My family works in beer. Like, this is who Colorado is, and we wanted to make sure that we could really support that as the best way we know how, which is to drink and also sometimes make beer.
Hell yeah. So how many breweries across the state are already kind of committed to participating? And are you still open for other breweries who may be watching this or see this later who want to join in? Or is it done? What are we working with numbers wise?
The work is never done.
And the drinking isn't either, Eric.
we have a wait list up on the website right now. So if you go to coloradostrongbeer.org, there's a wait list up there. And we're kind of trying to gauge impact and see if there's a bunch of breweries out there that still want to sign up, or if we've kind of hit the top of the peak and it's a good time to just focus on getting this sold. In terms of breweries participating, though, we're at 125 breweries right now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really incredible. I mean, there's about 400 breweries in Colorado, and obviously right now not everybody's up and running. So getting more than a quarter of the breweries in town brewing this is really phenomenal. And it's been amazingly cool to see also kind of the collaborations that are coming together. I know there's about a half dozen breweries that signed up, but they have 3 or 4 other breweries that are collaborating with them. They're all going in on a brew together. They're all going to be selling it either from their locations or pitching in together on the marketing to sell it from one spot. So there's just all kinds of cool stuff going on behind the scenes. It's taken on its whole life of its own as people have started to grab it and run with it. It's cool.
Nice. We're going to put the graphic up one more time just so everyone can kind of really check that out and get familiar with it. And then also we'll shout out some of those sponsors to make this possible. As Eric mentioned, I am going to be representing Upslope on the advisory committee. And that's really exciting because we don't know exactly where the funds are going to go yet. Once we start to see those checks roll in, we will get together as a group and make those decisions. But it's absolutely going to be benefiting a group or a cause or a group of people who have been affected by COVID-19 in some way or another, which frankly is everyone on planet Earth right now, it seems. So here's that graphic again. And Eric, if you want to talk through and thank some of those sponsors, we'd love to give those guys props for helping out.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest contributions, hands down, what Ball was able to do. I gave a call to one of their marketing folks we work with on sponsorships for events, and pretty much just had the conversation, just said, hey, we think we've got something. Are you guys up for helping with this? And the answer wasn't yes or no. The answer was yes. Let me find out how much we can do. There was no hesitation, no flinching, just, yeah, this is pure and simple what Ball loves to do. And then On Tap Credit Union has been just amazing to work with. They specialize in working with breweries, so this was near and dear to them. They're based up in Golden. They've been helping breweries for a long, long, long time. So really cool to have both them involved. And then Sticker Giant has made all of these beautiful Crowler labels, which I can show you in just a second what that looks like.
Show those, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Beautiful work. Absolutely phenomenal. Every brewery that signed up got their Crowler labels shipped straight to their door free of charge from Sticker Giant. Usually in like 2 days. They're really fast. Like you kind of think like some guy's got a sticker press in his van and he's driving around and printing while he's driving, but they're legitimately super fast. They also do direct-to-consumer stuff too. If you need 100 stickers that say Sam Scruby on them to post up all over town.
Maybe some base.
Yeah. Oh, just the base. Yeah. If you take a screenshot during this and put that on a sticker, I think that would be ideal.
I like that idea.
In particular, Sam lives at
or a good time call, kind of one of those things.
Yeah, sorry, I broke up.
Throw my phone number. Go ahead, here.
Credit cards. No, it's been amazing to work with all of them. And then Shirts on Tap has been making the merch for the thing. Anybody who pops on the website and buys a T-shirt, that's helping out the Brewers Guild.
This is the logo that you guys will wear.
Yeah, it's on the shirt. It's awesome.
Yeah, so that's the logo that you guys have put out for this, which I think is awesome. I saw the shirts online the other day, and as we're playing with graphics, we might as well go on and off with this one. Woohoo! Yeah. Cheers to American Craft Beer Week, guys. Forgot to mention when we first started this whole thing this week, thought it was an awesome time to talk to Eric and really talk about this beer and this project because America deserves a beer right now. We all could use one. So that's what this is all about. And so just cheers to being a part of the community and thinking of us when you're celebrating American Craft Beer Week. So Sam, do you want to kind of take a little stab at telling the public about the beer, or do you want Eric to talk about the general recipe and then you can talk about how Upslopes is a little bit nuanced and different? Like how do you guys want to tell people about what Colorado Strong even is? Because we've talked about what its concept is, but let's tell people kind of about the liquid.
I mean, I think I could jump in and just kind of say, like, I heard about the project, like, Eric and I are friends, and I was like, that's super cool. For us, we're at Lee Hill. Obviously, like a lot of the production we have here is based on our taproom sales. So when the COVID-19 shutting down tap rooms, there's a ton of uncertainty, and you're not, it's putting a lot of money into fermenters. It's gonna go. That's super challenging. So we just kind of had to say, like, let's take a time out and see sort of what happens here. We're still not sure exactly like how people are going to be buying beer. So when the project came around, it's pretty low risk, and like I think has its heart in the exact spot it should be, which is like we're helping out local suppliers like Root Shoot. I mean, they're people we buy their malt from for a lot of things we're brewing at Lee Hill right now. And, it's kind of like it's low risk for us. Is like, let's help these guys out, support a cause, and, get Alex and myself like brewing, doing things like that. So,
get off the desk and away from the spreadsheet.
That was a really cool way to tie the community together on that. So
nice. I have a couple of pictures. Your camera's your connection's kind of tweaking out. So we'll either deal with it or we'll boot you off the call and you can join back in a minute. But I can still hear you. There's just kind of not matching up. But I've got some cool pictures that I want to put up real quick of when I checked out the brew day where Alex Meyer was up at Lee Hill. Just some fun little quick pictures that I'm putting on the screen here. Like you said, it's cool to support all Colorado local companies to put this together. So that was a bit of the brew day for us a couple of weeks ago. And now Sam's pulling it off of a tank, trying it. So pretty exciting that we are almost ready to go ahead and start selling this thing and starting to figure out where all this money is going to go once it starts rolling in, because 20% of the sales is going to the Colorado Strong Fund, as we were mentioning. So Sam, I don't know if you're still tweaked out or frozen, but if you are, we can cut to Eric and talk a bit about the recipe.
Sam's tweaked out all the time, for the record. That's his default state.
Yeah, I should have rephrased that.
I think my phone might be overheating. I got a dinosaur here.
Hey, if you need to leave and come back, we've got more than enough to handle without you. So do your thing with that crazy.
Let me try to work on some technical difficulties here.
It wouldn't be a party without Sam's bunk phone. So Eric, do you want to tell us a little bit about the recipe in general?
I need a fresh one.
Yeah,
I'm kicking you out, man.
Well, yeah. Let's lose Sam. Yeah, the recipe. That process was fun. We're super fortunate at Left Hand. Mark Bowman is our controller for the brewery. He does all of our finance and accounting and stuff. He's also the treasurer of our foundation, and he is a massively talented home brewer. The dude's got a ripping system at home in his garage. He won silver medal at GABF a couple of years back in the homebrew competition. He's involved with a ton of the homebrew clubs. So when we first started talking about this, I went to the closest person to me and I was like, Mark, we need a recipe. We need it really fast, like now. So he pulled together a recipe really quick. And really what he tried to set up was a super drinkable summer Colorado pale ale, something that craft beer fans can unite around because it's a classic and it just drinks great. Something that people who really just want to support the industry but are spending their day drinking the beers that shall be unnamed, they can pop in, drink this, and be like, oh, I get this. This is fruity and delicious and has full flavor and the things that they're missing in their lives. And then on top of that, he wrote it in such a way that we encouraged brewers to use their own house ale yeast, which is going to totally change some of the characteristics underlying the beer. And then also dry hop it with whatever you want. Tweak the recipe. If you need to extend the boil and try and get it higher gravity. I know Grossenbart here in town, instead of calling it Colorado Strong Pale Ale, they're calling it Colorado, Strong Pale Ale. And they got the ABV way up and they made a strong pale.
Oh, nice.
So people are being creative with it in all kinds of cool ways. Wibby down the street from us and Odyssey both made lager versions of it.
Wow, that's cool.
Weldworks, I think, used like every hop I've heard of and then some other ones for a super hopped up thing, whatever you want to call that. I don't know if it's a pale ale or an IPA or something else entirely at that point, but I'm sure it's delicious.
How's the one you're drinking right now? Has anyone else on your team gotten a chance to try this one, or are you the first to try one of these that's out in the wild?
I think other than the folks that work at City Star and where I picked this up, Mirror Image, and then Grossenbart's is also ready to go right now too for purchase by consumers. Other than the people that work there, I think I'm the only one drinking this right now because those all happened in like the last few hours and I went out and picked them up.
Right.
But this one's from Mirror Image in Frederick. I put it in, by the way. I don't know if you can see what glass this is, but this is a vintage anniversary glass. It's got foam on it. Sorry about that.
Nice.
But I figured since
support
may as
Eric.
well wrap a couple brands at once. This drink's great. They stayed pretty true to the recipe. It came in at 6.2% for them. The hops are right on the money. I think they added a little bit of Chinook at Whirlpool just to give it a little bit of a kind of heartier background. And then, as you can see, it's a hazier kind of style. They didn't filter it too much. They didn't spin it or anything. So nice full body. And then the malt profile, that Genie Pale from Root Shoot, it's just clean, drinkable, full of flavor, but not overwhelming, not too sweet. They did a really good job with this beer. I'm all over it.
I really want one right now. The color's really, I would say, a little different than I expected. It's lighter than I expected. It looks delicious.
Yeah, it's got, I mean, obviously we're on the internet, so you can't quite tell, but
yeah,
it's definitely got kind of a yellow character to it. It's not super amber, not super dark. And it drinks like it looks, is how I would best describe it. It drinks like really, really delicious hop juice with a little bit of malt in it, which is what a pale ale is supposed to be.
Hop juice. I like that. Let me see if we've got any cool comments so far. I don't know if anyone's really asking much quite yet. So you mentioned that, I'm sorry, I've just blanked on his name. Was it Michael who is Mark? Okay. Sorry, Mark. Forgot really quick what you had just said, but that's really cool that he was a part of that. But you said he's so great at homebrewing. I'm wondering, is there a way that people can find this recipe and also try to homebrew this to just be a part of it as well?
Funny you should ask. Yes. So when I asked Mark for a recipe, this was my favorite part about this process. He was in on the conception of let's do a benefit beer. Let's set it up so breweries can participate. And then I asked him, I was like, I need a recipe. So he sent me a recipe for a 5-gallon homebrew batch. And I was like, okay.
You're like,
I'm going to need a bigger recipe.
Like a big recipe.
Can you scale this up? So what he ended up creating was 3, 5, 7, and 10 barrel versions of the recipe. Same thing, just scaled differently. He's got a piece of software to do that for him. But yeah, obviously he created a homebrew version of it. So what we have set up is if anybody wants to homebrew it, we absolutely encourage that. Come be a part of the thing. Brew it, drink it, share it with your friends, talk about it. Go to coloradostrongbeer.org. And we have a donation portal on there for people to donate directly to the Colorado Strong Fund. And we're doing a suggested donation of $25. And there's a checkbox that says, yes, please send me the Colorado Strong recipe. And if you do that, literally I get an email and I literally hit reply and drop you the recipe in your inbox, along with a couple of links to homebrew shops that have Root Shoot malt and Colorado hop in stock, ready to go to help you actually brew this beer. And if not, some suggestions on alternatives or what to suggest to your homebrew shop to help them find the right ingredients so that you can brew something comparable, because those are local suppliers. Their ingredients aren't everywhere. I think we have one guy in Washington brewing it.
Oh, cool. I was actually just going to ask, like, how the reception from homebrewers been? Speaking of brewers, I think there's one knocking on the door here. Sam Scruby. Let's see if he's got it together, ladies and gentlemen. Sam, are you with us?
Can you hear us?
I think Sam's going to join us and not be able to hear us, and that's totally fine with me.
Well, we can hear you, so whatever you say, just make sure it's just a string of F-bombs.
Sam, you can totally listen to this live, probably from your phone, and do like a little hack. But also, you don't have to listen to us. That's totally okay. Because if you can't hear us, then you can't hear me suggesting this. So Sam's just going to hang out with us. He's not going to say anything unless he wants to. And then he just left. So there's that. But anyway, yeah. So who's like the furthest away? Who's contacted you? Has there been anybody out of state who wanted to brew this? Because I know with the Sierra Nevada project back when the California wildfires were taking place, that was kind of a nationwide thing.
Yeah.
And I know this is a statewide effort, but I'm just curious. Like, do you think other industries or other groups maybe are going to hit you up to try to learn from this and do something similar?
I really, really, really hope so.
That sounds cute. Get it, Eric. Get at
Brewer
Eric.
Guilds of the country. I'm calling you out right now. Do this. Let's see. Who has Odell's in Colorado. Deschutes has a foundation. Sam Adams has a foundation. Calling you guys out. I'm tagging you after this.
Nice.
Come brew this thing. No, so all the breweries that have reached out are in Colorado. I think by the name of the thing, we kind of pretty much said this is for Colorado breweries. But one of the things I'm really hoping happens is that people grab this model and run with it, both in the brewing industry, but shoot, it'd be super easy to do the same thing in distilling, same thing in wine. You could do the same thing with children's toys. Buy the supplies from your supplier, manufacture the thing, sell it to consumers, kick some profits back to charity, help out your industry. If you can find a way to be in that middle position to front some costs, get some people moving again, get people working, do it for charity. Man, I was listening to a podcast today with, forgetting his name, the CEO of the Sixers out in Philadelphia. And he was talking about the fact that during times like this, we see the absolute best parts of America. We see the best parts of each other. We really come together and get shit done. And I really hope that's what keeps happening across the industry. And I think what we've created here is a neat model. It's a neat economic device to let us take two nickels and rub them together and create a couple $100,000, which is literally what we're going to do. And if people could do that all over the place, it'd be phenomenal. Not kidding. Colorado Restaurant Association. Go.
Right?
I want to eat Colorado Strong hamburgers at every restaurant and kick some money back to charity.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. When you came to me, I think it was, how many weeks ago did we chat initially about this? Because I feel like the minute you had the idea, it really took hold. And like you called me on a Friday, and I think by the next Wednesday you were like, yeah, so we have the whole advisory committee figured out. CBG's on board. The press release is out. There was a logo. There was a t-shirt. So props to you for working that fast. I've not seen someone move that quickly since.
Huge team, but like to their credit, it's a weird. Hey, Sam's back.
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you. This is a miracle.
My phone, I feel like I almost wanted to put it in the freezer. Like it was like, it may have about blown up. So I get it now.
I know you're not a fish fan, but that just so badly made me want to be like singing from Tweezer, "Won't you step into the freezer?" But I know you hate fish, and you think,
I don't know that one.
I know you just think I'm really hippie for suggesting it, but you should have just done this interview from the freezer because it would have been super fun.
Actually, if I got service in the cold room, that probably would have worked. Like, so
nice.
I'm 0 for 2 on technology wins on like the media, online stuff. So we'll get it. Third time's a charm. It's only my second. So.
On the upside, though, we now have like online video evidence that Sam did actually figure out a piece of technology. So
yeah, no, we appreciate it. And also, thanks for trying this many times. We were totally comfortable just being like, it is what it is. But thanks for third wheeling it again, Eric, and I appreciate that.
I'm trying. I was sitting there. I was like, it's going to be embarrassing if I get on again and just
No, so we talked about the recipe, Sam, but what did you do to it? How did you change?
How was ours different?
Yeah, so we obviously we didn't make any tweaks to the malt bill. We just used our house California ale yeast, but we did just like a slight supplemental dry hop with Zappa hops.
Wait, like Zappa?
Like that guy, yeah, that's the one. But I'm trying to remember. I feel like there's some funny story about why they named Zappa hops, but I actually don't know it, so I shouldn't even say anything. But yeah, it's like a newer.
Later.
Yeah, we'll get back to that one. Newer variety. There's been a lot of hops. Kind of found the of the Neo Mexicanos variety, I'd say, found down in New Mexico. But so they've incorporated a lot of those into the breeding programs. So this is kind of like one of the first sort of generation hops from those breeding programs. But yeah, it's a cool one. I think that the flavor that people kind of allude to the most is like Fruit Loops kind of flavor to it. So we just did like a nice 1 pound per barrel supplement with our Colorado Cascade in this, just to give it something kind of different. I thought that was like one of the cooler things of this project is that everyone, here's your recipe, but you can kind of freewheel and do whatever you want to with it as like just sort of the framework. So that was kind of like our little tweak on it. But yeah, drinking it, I mean, it's nice. It's got that nice, grapefruit note from the Cascade, but then just a little bit more of the kind of like Peachos, Fruit Loops, almost like that little bit more like candy, fruit flavor to it. So it should be fun. It's a very drinkable pale ale. I'm excited for it.
Nice. Yeah, you should, Eric, show your glass again since Sam was tweaking out digitally. Yeah, so that's the one Eric's enjoying right now. Wow, ours is incredibly light looking from the iPhone 5 dinosaur camera or whatever.
Actually, this is the whatever laptop. It's probably a dinosaur too. So
yeah. So you mentioned Fruit Loops, and it actually had me thinking really quick because I actually used to drink or eat Fruit Loops as a kid occasionally. Do Fruit Loops have an individual flavor for color, or do they all taste the same? This is just food for thought to anyone out there. If you know the answer to that, comment. Like, does the red one taste like the green one? I feel like it's just like Fruit Loops tastes like Fruit Loops, right?
I can tell you that Lucky Charms and marshmallows has a different flavor, but that's the extent of my cereal flavor knowledge.
I feel like green ones taste different to me though. Like I even know that they're all the same paste or whatever they make them with, but green just tastes a little different.
Right? I think we should do an experiment on that. I'm not a big cereal eater, but I do recall following my nose to the Fruit Loops every now and again.
I think it's the dye. You're just tasting the dye. The dye has to have a little bit different.
It's got that green food flavoring dye. No.
Does that explain why I'm so slow in my old age? All the Fruit Loops I ingested as a kid, like lead paint.
I think it's one of the reasons.
Oh, thanks, Eric. Just one of the reasons. Yeah. Okay, so I think, we've kind of talked through a bunch of the stuff since Sam, you were gone. We were talking about how this could apply to other industries and just essentially how we want to see this blowing up in this concept of being better as a group of people coming together during this. How can we just amplify our efforts? And something that was really, I think people are going to respond really well to hearing that Colorado Restaurant Association idea and whatnot. What are we going to see coming up is going to be probably pretty cool. The creativity that this is all kind of the creative renaissance, I think, is what people have been calling this time, right? Man, the stuff people are pulling out of their booties for COVID-19 marketing has actually been pretty cool. I, for one, can attest that pivoting to a platform much like this, what we're doing, was not something I ever expected to have to do. And I certainly have a face for radio, so I'm not thrilled to be on video once a week.
In my deep training and tutelage as a brewer, I didn't really know that I was going to be needed to jump online and do this sort of thing. So
right?
I relate.
No, there's a reason we work in the brewing industry. It's because we don't have to be on camera.
Yeah, I think for me too, I don't usually have to look even remotely presentable. When I've been in beer for 12 years, that's been pretty cool. My closet looks like that of a frat boy probably, and I don't actually have to look nice ever. So again, this is what you're getting right now because we're all just trying to make it work. So we appreciate everyone for hanging in there with us and joining us and whatnot. Yeah, it's been a wild ride for sure. So it's been cool to be a part of a project that takes a serious negative and tries to make a positive out of it. So I'm thrilled to be a part of it. And I feel like if anyone has ideas out there and they want to talk to Eric or myself or anyone on the advisory committee, or just putz around on these on the page where you can see who all's on the committee, I believe there's a list of who we all are, and we represent several different breweries across the state. So if you know any of us, or even if you don't know us, just shoot us a message on social media if you've got some ideas of where you want to see this money go. To be honest, that's what's so neat about it, is that Eric and the Left Hand Brewing Foundation could have just picked an organization where this goes with no questions asked, but they took that extra step to be community oriented and talk to people about their needs and wants and just thoughts on the matter. And just looking at Eric's screen right now and seeing the beautiful instruments on the wall, it makes me think about the angle that I'm going to choose to kind of talk about when given the chance with the advisory committee. I just feel live music is so important to me. Last weekend would have been the Upslope Get Down. I know Eric Left Hand would have had an event on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so this really does hit everyone. Like if you are a lover of live music, this definitely impacts you in that regard too. And for me, I want to kind of speak up to the hospitality industry and the entertainment industry. A lot of these venues are having trouble right now, right? We can't have live music. So what's being done to help the places where we were used to congregating for live music? So that's certainly an angle that I'd like to bring up when I have an opportunity to talk with the advisory committee. No idea is a bad one. If you've got one, shoot us a message. Like I said, we're just trying to hear everyone out and stay community focused so that we all get through this.
Yeah, I mean, and I'd say too, like, let us know what the kind of process we need to build. I mean, you put it as we had awesome intention in choosing to make sure that we hit the communities that needed it. Really, we have no idea what the heck we need to do with money. We were trying to figure out a way where we can build a thing now, and then there's 2 or 3 weeks of brewing it, and then there's a month of selling it, and then we start to see money coming in. And man, the world looks very different than it did 2 months ago, and I have no idea what it's going to look like a month from now. So to an extent, we're really trying to just serve the need of the moment. And at the same time, we've been really busy, so it's a total cop-out, and we'll like figure that out in a little bit. But I want to know what kind of situation we need to build. Do we need to build grant applications? Do we need to build a portal for people to come in and tell us what they think they need? Do we need to just make decisions and go look for stuff? Do people want to see us coordinate with the state of Colorado and Polis? Do people want us to just talk to every brewery in the state? Like, chime in, tell us what you think we need to be building, because we can build a system for anything. We can help try and streamline that communication. We just need to know kind of where those needs are. And the best thing we could do was get breweries involved. I mean, I'm here in Longmont, you're in Boulder, but we got breweries representing on that committee from Fort Collins and Pueblo, from Breckenridge. Broken Compass is in from up there. I think we're going to get a rep on from SCA, and then we've got people from our suppliers. So we're trying to take a really statewide view of it. And that involves people communicating back to us, what do we need to be doing with these funds, with the beer, with the marketing, with
yeah, maybe it's not even one answer, right? Like, who knows what that meeting is about to look like when we all start to make those decisions together. It could be like, who knows, right? We could break it up by region. We could give some to this, some to that. Just seeing your instruments. First of all, I love how they look, but second of all, it just keeps on calling to me about how important live music is to me personally. I know you guys as well, and it's crazy to think that we haven't seen live music as a group of people in so many weeks, and that will continue to unfortunately be the situation. So that, for me, I wonder about all those venues and the musicians out there, and would love to support them where I can. So that'll be kind of one of the directions I'm coming from. But yeah, who knows what we'll decide.
No, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I think I'm like the last person in Colorado to go to a live concert, honestly. Not kidding.
When was it?
I mean, well, the last one I did was Fox Feather Duo and Bob Barrick and Dango Rose from Elfin Revival.
Nice.
But right after all this happened, we launched Stream for a Cause, where we were doing
that's right.
these live stream shows from in a venue. There were it was myself producing, a video guy, an audio engineer with full console, the whole bit, and then the band, all socially distanced. This was after all the it was before stay at home, but after they cut it down to 10 people at a time. If you remember, like that weird we had of like half measure.
That weird like 2-3 days or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like the 3-hour prohibition in Denver.
Yeah, but that weekend, for 2 nights in a row, one was the Tiero band, the other night was Fox Feather and Bob. We were in a room together, and they were playing a concert, and I was the only person in the audience. But I was sitting there, and I didn't think about that until just now, but man, that was a while ago. That was like March 20th or something. Like that was ages ago.
The last concert, this is actually crazy to say out loud because I haven't thought about this, but the last concert I was at was a Widespread Panic show at the Beacon in New York City right before all hell broke loose. And we started to realize, I mean, that was probably the first weekend in March, and it was still just something on the news that was obviously concerning and trying to be taken seriously, but this thing changed every hour, right? And so when I think back to the fact that that was the last concert I was at, that just sounds insane to me.
No, it's crazy. Sam, what was your last show?
I think it was Lucas Nelson. I think
Boulder Theater, yeah.
Yeah. So
that was a great show.
It sounds like we all saw amazing music before that was kind of no more. So now we're having to watch like archived shows and live streams, which I have no issue with. It's fun to cook dinner listening to like, a vintage Green Sky Bluegrass show on their archives or something. But I sure as heck would rather be stomping my feet at Red Rocks. So I know I think for everyone who could ever watch this was saying that we miss live music. So
we're coming back. We will be. I mean, I came from the events industry. That's what I do. We will be back.
Sounds like someone wishes you didn't go anywhere to begin with, Eric.
Hey, that's Matt. Yeah, no, Matt's back. Matt's commenting. Matt was the video guy that was doing all the cutting and shooting for Stream for a Cause. So,
yeah. Matt, thanks for doing what you were doing. Those were fun to watch. So we appreciated you guys being a part of the live scene from afar. It's just crazy how we've had to get creative over the last few weeks to just drum up some cool stuff to do. And like I said, we're making it work. But I can't wait till we can all actually cheers in person and drink this beer. So speaking of the beer, when is it ready, Sam? When is ours going to be packageable?
We will have it ready to sell a week from tomorrow. So we'll have crowlers ready to go.
A week from tomorrow. So what day is that? That's
the 22nd.
22nd. I was looking at my phone. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it is, but I think it's Thursday. So Eric, will the list be published on your site about when everyone can expect to get these crowlers and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so some of it's up right now. So if you go to coloradostrongbeer.org and scroll down to where all the brewery logos are, underneath each logo, it says when they're going to have it available and in what formats. Because some breweries are actually making 6-packs. Some are even getting them in the liquor stores. So you may be able to find it in some places. A lot of stuff is crowlers and growlers.
Thank God.
In June, we can sit in the bar and drink it. But we'll see. So, check there. Also, if you go to coloradobeer.org, that's the Brewers Guild website. They have a spreadsheet up on there that we created that's kind of being updated anytime a brewery gives us their info.
Okay.
So if you're looking for the really up-to-date or searchable kind of format, that's where to find that. But yeah, we're getting that information up as soon as it comes into us. We were still shipping ingredients as recently as a couple of days ago. So
nice.
It's going to be rolling into June. I think the last brew date that I've seen is like mid-June, which means that's just tap in July. So it's going to be a while. And I'm drinking this thing all summer. If you're like me, you have to drink 125 versions.
Hey, that's actually kind of a neat idea. If there's some sort of like tracking card or, one of those things where you kind of got to catch them all Pokemon style.
I'll tell you what, I will do this. If somebody...
I can't believe I just referenced Pokemon. I don't even know what Pokemon is, but I know who Pikachu is. But
It's a game. It's a movie. I think.
I just like to say, gotta catch them all.
Yeah. No, I think we should do something fun with it. I think if somebody can shoot me a picture, my email's readily available on our website and on our social media and stuff. But if somebody shoots me pictures of them at 125 participating breweries drinking Colorado Strong, I don't know. I'll let you come to Left Hand and brew a batch of beer on our system.
Yeah, there it is.
Check with your head brewer before making promises like that. Sam's almost beat me up a couple times with ideas like that.
No, I'm sure some of our brewers are watching right now. No, we'll find a time when it works for everyone. We'll have to schedule the thing. But no, we'll come and brew beer together for charity. Man, if you go out and buy beers from 125 breweries to support charity, to get your neighbors out drinking, to make sure that they can pay their employees, keep their lights on, keep providing health care, man, I'll brew beer with you. Sounds like fun.
Speaking of brewing for charity, how about we just drink for charity and chug for charity? Because that's what this whole episode is.
He's got like this much beer in his glass. He's like, sure, I'll chug that.
You can't see, but mine's kind of weak too, but I'm going to do it. Watch.
I made a difference today.
As long as I don't have to chug this whole crowler, I'm cool. Although for the record, this crowler is now like, half full.
There you go. Hey, look at that. You said half full. You look
the glass is half full.
Wait, you look at the glass half full, Eric.
Now it's half full.
That's so sweet of you. Y'all have anything else you want to tell the world about while we've got this open stage? Because I think we're like kind of wrapping up.
Yeah, I would just say it's a cool opportunity as we're all, trying to be socially conscious. We're not out, traveling as much. Like we all get to kind of experience a beer that maybe is slightly different everywhere else, but it's like we're all kind of sharing that experience. And I think like we're all kind of wanting something like that. I think this is a cool like tie in into the local community and something that we could all enjoy together. So I think it's like would be a great thing for everyone to like go out to their local brewery and just try this beer and like realize that so many other people, like everyone in Colorado has been affected, and like we can all kind of have this shared experience. So that's my soapbox kind of spiel about it, but I think it'll be cool.
That's kind of a warm and fuzzy, Sam. I would agree. I think this is super cool, and obviously supporting local and supporting those independent brewers who are in your community is just so important. But this just takes it to the next level because we really are all in this together. As cliche and as redundant as that's been right now, it's just true. And I feel really excited, Eric, and want to thank you for calling me as one of the first people to get involved. I was immediately stoked walking around in my backyard, enjoying my day, and got that phone call and was like, hell yeah. Because up until then, Upslope, we were still trying to figure out how do we leave our mark and how do we make a difference during a hard time. And I think we're better together. So it's fun that we can have you on and, just work together on something cool. Yeah. So I agree, Sam. It's awesome.
The only thing I'd add to that is, I think it's been really interesting seeing who got involved with this project. If you go through that list of breweries, I'm going to show my ignorance in the Colorado brewing industry for a second. I think I've heard of like half the breweries that signed up. Like there are a massive number in Colorado, and they're doing really cool stuff, but they are very small and very localized and really just serving their neighborhood often, not even their entire town.
Absolutely.
When you look at that list, you'll notice there's some big breweries missing. Odell's not on there. Denver Beer Company's not quite on there yet, although they sent me an email today.
Right.
Great Divide's not on there. So when somebody asked me about that the other day, they're like, why don't we have any of these major breweries? And I think one of the really cool things that's happening is I talked to Eric Smith at Odell a couple of weeks ago, and his answer was pretty much like, we'd love to do this. We might do it at some point, but man, we have so many other huge charitable works going on through the Odell Foundation right now that
that's a good point.
I can't max our team out any further. And that's been honestly the response from SCA, from Denver Beer Company, from these big breweries in Denver, is that they're doing everything they can to support their communities right now. And that's true of the entire industry. It's true of everyone that works at our breweries. Is we're trying to help our neighbors. We're mowing people's lawns. Like we're hanging out. So
I'm on my lawn, Eric.
Yeah, well, he's got you. But it's been really cool to see the fact that by building this program, I mean, the Guild did a really good job of making sure that we prioritize these small breweries, and we're able to take a mechanism like our foundation that we're able to afford to do because we're a large brewery, and get the passion that's involved in all the tiny breweries in Colorado and kind of mesh those together and create something cool. It was really stunning to see how many breweries I didn't know about that are making amazing stuff. I can't wait to drink these beers. It's super cool, and it's a real honor to work with everybody that's jumped in. It's special.
Yeah, that's awesome. I definitely want to try to drink as many of these as I can, right? And figure out how to get some. I don't know that I'll be able to get to some that are as far away as Pueblo, of course, but who knows? Like with summer coming and seeing how the restrictions are lessened, I'm not sure, or loosened up rather. You know, maybe if I'm down camping somewhere, I will go out of my way to support these local breweries who I maybe would have otherwise not even known were there. And I think that's the point of it, right? Is just like, let's do that support and have that injection into the industry that is much needed right now. And we just cannot thank people enough for drinking both Upslope and Left Hand products and all of the independent beers out there, because you guys are what makes our world go around, and you float our boat. So cheers to y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. Love
I had
you
one
guys.
sip left after my chug. I wasn't lying. It's really empty.
I'll say this though. I mean, we're here because we're beer nerds. We're here because we just like beer a lot.
Yeah.
This is
like having a good time and hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, but this is the first collaborative beer project that I've seen where a bunch of breweries brewed their own recipe but had flexibility to do things differently.
Same here.
And we talk about creativity in the industry a lot. We talk about, oh, this brewery is an amazing stout brewery. That brewery is an amazing hop brewery. Those guys make the best lagers in Boulder. Like, we talk about it in those terms. But if you're curious what really makes a brewer tick, hand everybody the same recipe and see what they do with it. So if you're like truly on the beer nerd train, go and try this at 10 different breweries, because they're gonna all be, I promise they will all be different. Even if they did the recipe exactly as we spec'd it, it's still gonna be different because they have different equipment, different time, different temperature, just different person. So like, if you're down with beer, like, go check it out in a bunch of places. Because
is there a way that you can request from everybody? Because I mean, I'm assuming everyone who's participating is having a package, just because the on tap situation is not, we can't serve on tap right now. So could you request that everybody sends you a crowler or some package format of this? Is that reasonable?
Welcome to the liquor law in Colorado. I strongly suggest that everyone make 125 phone calls.
All right.
I haven't yet found a way. I have not yet found a way to line up the care package of Colorado Strong, which would be about like what, a third of a pallet, 125 growlers, something like that.
That'd be awesome.
Exactly. If you guys wanted to do some like lab, yeast analysis in your lab, I bet you guys could probably field those kind of packages.
Wink.
This is the QC version. We need to quality control this this project. I'm with you.
Or you can
drinking it with me. My liver can't handle that.
Find somebody on here who might listen to this later who can get in the car and be your person that takes that road trip. And like someone actually does that and goes around the state and picks one up, buys one at every location, and just kind of brings them back. And maybe we come back and do with the whole advisory committee a show about tasting through each one of them or something.
It's funny you mention that.
Beer fest.
It's funny you mention that. It's not ready yet, but we're literally working on the design right now, the graphic design right now for beer maps for the breweries that are participating regionally. So you can go hit 5 breweries, 10 breweries in your area. So if you're out on the western slope in the Durango area, we'll line those up for you. Go follow the map, buy the beer.
We have a taker for that idea. It's this guy named Mark Maitland, who happens to work for Upslope, who was on episode number 1 of Woo Woo TV, y'all. If you need a guy, we got him.
Mark, you're in. Signed up.
Malin made this big claim that he was going to go to like 300 breweries in Colorado, and then like kept being like, I got to keep working on it. I got to keep doing this. So I think he's just trying to like get a hole with that, but get some credit for it too.
I think it's
you can do that for sure. It counts.
2 birds with 1 stone. I think it's actually hella efficient. Let's see if he chimes in. I know there's a delay on comments, but he might chime in to defend that little comment there, Scruby.
I got to call him out a little bit,
No, but I'm super excited to check out that map, actually, Eric. Let us know. We, again, as Upslope being a major and early participant of this, we want to help get the word out and also participate as just drinkers and friends of the business. And Mark did want to answer you. 272.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty badass.
We gotta give it to you, Mark. That's solid.
I'm gonna this is me patting you on the back through my own back.
Mark, I want to know, you got to send us this email later or put it in the comments once you figure it out. But of the 125 breweries, they're all listed on the website. How many have you been to?
That's a good question. So, Mark, I know you're listening, or I'm going to call you later. Check that out. And like maybe Mark's your guy, Eric. I don't know.
I mean, our Mark Bowman, our accounting director who wrote the recipe, he and I have a plan to get in a car and visit as many of these as we can.
Nice.
But we like drinking beer, so my guess is it's going to be one.
Well, come on down next week to Upslope's tap room for your to-go crowler. Sam says it'll be ready.
Friday, baby.
Yeah, so we'll put up some information. Yeah, we don't want to speak too soon. We're going to put it up on our social media, so it'll be on. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and we have some cool marketing assets that we've got from Eric's team, and we will be promoting the beer. So, yeah, that's kind of all she wrote, guys, about the Colorado Strong Fund and the project, and love working with Left Hand. You guys are brothers in brewing, as we say, and thanks so much for being a part of it, Eric.
Yeah, I'd be remiss if I didn't say it'll be available at Left Hand on the 29th, a week after Upslope. So you've got your Upslope week where you drink Upslope, and then you got your Left Hand week where you drink Left Hand, and then after that you drink both at the same time. Because if you're like me, you've got too much beer when you show up.
That's awesome. Sam, you got any parting words or?
Now, say, like, I don't know, for anyone that tuned in, thanks for listening to us talk about beer. I think this is an awesome project. I mean, I had one of these, and I definitely will be drinking this. So, like, go out there and go grab a crowler somewhere. It's going to be fun. It's a fun thing in kind of an unfun world right now. So let's get after it.
Man, you just got to bring the back.
Right. Why don't you zoom into your mustache, and that'll be the parting shot. And guys, we're heading out. You too, Eric. You've got a nice stash. Get in there.
Coming together.
Cheers. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.